Hello again, my friends. My name's Carpo, and I'm going to read some vintage poetry. This is vintage in my eyes, of course. Now, I've been going through some of my old papers, and I found an entire case full of my old poetry, and I've never shared it with anyone. I mean, my wife's read a few of them, and I've shared a few with some people, but a majority of them I've never even read myself. So I thought it was time to pull them out. The majority of these are from the mid to late 90s. So they're between 20 and 23 years old. And I went through a phase where I was really into just writing poetry, and it was, I think, my way of expressing myself after some of the, trauma I'd had in my own life, as well as just my obsession with words and with language. And so I'm going to read them a few at a time, and for future ones I'll probably just start reading it. I won't give the pretext here, but I have a few pages that I'd like to read, and over a period of time I'll document them so I have them on hand at least, and I'm able to share them with other people. The first one has no title. Relay this. None too shabby for confidence. A troubled moment, only a glimpse. Remove yourself from it all, another place within the mind, and surely beyond the walls of reality. Give a mile, take a mile, just relax for a while. Or find yourself a bundle of nerves, that is. Take this moment to cherish the beauty of life, or live consequentially, for never shall you see again this very moment out in the rain. Give an inch, take an inch. All is but a cinch. Or maybe an illusion. I'm not sure of the date on that, but I'm going to say it's probably about 97, 96. I don't know, this next one doesn't have a title either. It says, responsibility is only an action which enhances our daily living by appearing to progress our lifestyles in a significant manner, and easing the true burden, which is the task at hand presently. To be. As difficult as it may appear, to be. The only real difficulty lies within the personal mastery of one's self. Of course, everyone is too cold, scared, and tired, and weak and frail to master themselves. So instead, they strive to master nothing. 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 No will, no pride, no good. So mind you, when I wrote these, I was in my early 20s. And, I had some interesting views on life. These are some of the milder ones, but, there's some interesting stuff in there. This one slipped in, but I'm going to read it anyway. I didn't pre-read this one. It says, free. Freedom is a status this day, not as it should be, a state of mind seldom known. Some say it is monetary, for the rich seem free. But ask one and you'll see that they don't feel so free. So what is freedom, you may ask, but will you ever know? A way to be, a thing to see, a life hidden in the shadow? I would tell you if I knew, but lately I'm too free to say. How to make you free to play. Children on the streets today are molded out of clay. Never let life get you down, for when the cards are dealt, just stick around. You might find your ground. Another thing to help you out is realizing how precious our very existence is. Fascinating. To the extended universe. And one life is going to feel free. One life is given to feel free. So don't screw it up, bro. Peace. This one doesn't look like a poem, and it doesn't have a title, but it's a short writing. In the end, I suppose it may all be a big load of shit. No one may go to heaven, or to the spiritual realm that seems so so pleasing. Maybe we all just die. Not to be crude, but it is a possibility that we must face. What if we all just die, and that's all, folks? That does not sound like something we would like to think about. The fact is, we live in a world full of people so eager to please their gods, they fail to realize the potential for a fulfilling life, one without fear of God. So I will just live as I see fit, and too bad if that's so wrong. For I fear only the world I know, and that is all I can fear. I have two more. This one's about being a kid, and I think I made this in recent years. And this one's called Fear and Love. So I'm going to read this one first because it's kind of funny. When I was a kid, we had Atari. We threw firecrackers at handicapped people and started fires. When I was a kid, we had dank bags and skank hags. George Rogers and the Smelter Crew Token. When I was a kid, we ate mushrooms and acid and played with Christmas lights and explosives daily. When I was a kid, we skated. We skated until we sweated beer and then drank some more for courage. When I was a kid, shit, you couldn't get me out of the train tunnel, spray painting bullshit and having wild parties until the lame cops came, frying balls on the trestle and beer bonging old English 40s. Yeah, those were the days when we were so innocent and friendly, having no idea how harsh the kids of tomorrow would be, disrespecting their homies and their parents, older kids putting up with attitude from a little pipsqueak who can't even tie his shoe, breaking into homes and cars and shooting each other. Hell, when I was in school, I don't think I ever saw a gun. We used fists, and they worked. And that's true. Sometimes a little too well. So this last one's called Fear and Love. This was in '99, so it's 19 years ago. I would have been about 24. Yeah. Society's lust for material objects. Simple satisfaction for simpler minds. The feelings we touch, the lessons from such. Our fear of exposure as we close our blinds. Afraid of our bodies, afraid of our lives, afraid of our husbands or likewise our wives. Afraid of our feelings because they cause pain, afraid of the lives that we stain. Left is a thought, irrelevant thought. Things can't be bought, but this one cannot. Love can't be bottled or packaged or stored, but surely without it your soul would be bored. Leave me with nothing, a naked young man, but I'll use what I can to get to my plan of survival, revival, tribal concepts of love and the others, like brothers, mothers. Left is one to be, so one you see, and alas fear and hope cease to coexist as intimate lovers. So, I hope you enjoyed at least one of those writings, and let me know what you think for a 23-year-old. This is when I was half the age I am now, basically, a lot of these. And it's crazy to look back that long and think, wow, I actually wasn't too bad written. But some of the ones, some of them I used terms. I remember I got teased for using a word societical, and because I didn't know the word societal, because I was always writing about society and the way things are. And, it just feels good to read those again. It feels good to think, okay, I've been more awake or aware or whatever you want to call it of, the importance of understanding and knowledge, since I was pretty young. And I don't give myself enough credit sometimes. I think, well, in other words, all of us adults think, I wish I would have known more when I was younger. But in reality, sometimes we knew a lot more than we thought. Now, if you go back another 5 years beyond that to some of the recordings I have on tape, or you read some of the cruder things, at the same time period, I was writing joke papers about, capping fools and, partying out and getting wasted and just stuff that's so crude I wouldn't even talk about it. What they would call locker room talk, right? Guy talk. But it was really like, when it's written down, you're like, oh my God, that was crude, why? But I've always been kind of a joker, and I have a very kind of, raw sense of humor, a dry sense of humor somewhat. I don't know. I guess I don't know how to define it. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed. Talk to you all later. Have a wonderful night, and